It's Tuesday, Corey.
It is Tuesday.
That
do
means
we do the thing? We dropping the thing?
The thing.
Okay.
Go for it. I mean,
all right. The cheesy one, even.
I know, because
Welcome to Tech Talk on a Tuesday, where Corey and Jimmy talk to smart people about tech that is way above their head, but intensely informative, super fun. Sooner or later, somebody's going to make an inappropriate joke. We're definitely going to give away a bunch of NFTs. And quite frankly, we're just going to learn a whole ton. If you have any ideas about who we should have on Tech Talk on a Tuesday, please let us know by adding us in the comments or just finding us. Just stalk us down. It's fine. Just talk to us. Tech Talk on a Tuesday.
it's like going into a museum.
It is. It is. Only terrible. All right, so we got DeFiDaniel on the show this morning. He was just asking us how long we've been doing this, and both Jimmy and I, or if we've been doing this for a while, and both Jimmy and I were like, define a while. I think that was the general vibe that I got. It's like, it's been what, like 6 months, I guess? But it feels like about 7 years. I mean, that's, it's 6 months of bull market time is basically why my beard is like half gray now.
It's funny. A friend of mine who isn't really a crypto guy, he actually watched some of our videos, and he went through our channel, and he sent me a message that said that, kind of taking the piss. But after that, he's like, dude, that looks like your brother. And he's not wrong, right? Like, my brother actually looks quite a bit like you, Corey. I never actually pieced it together, but he's one of the few people that have actually met my brother in real life. And he's like, dude, that looks like your brother. And I'm like, yeah, it totally does. You're totally right. So, I mean, 7 years, 20 years, whatever. It feels like a lot longer than 6 months, regardless. So, So we started out doing this once, and then we started out doing this once a week. And then Corey called me and said, fuck, let's do this every day. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll think about it. And he said, well, you have like 24 hours or we're not going to do it. And then the next day we started doing it daily.
I don't recall giving you an ultimatum.
No, but it wasn't that bad. I was like, let's maybe do 2 days a week. And you were like, either we do it once a week or we do it 5 days a week. And I'm like, okay, let's do it 5 days a week. Screw it. And so, we started doing this. We work for, adjacent projects and did work for adjacent projects. One of the projects, which you can see on the screen right now, Daniel, is the Uplift World, which is basically a metaverse built on the Wax blockchain and using Minecraft to bring people in game and let people interact and do various things. And we do this thing called gratitudes. Maybe I'll let Corey explain the gratitude part of it, because he's much better at that than me. He's got more soul in his windpipes than me. I'm not that musically inclined, to be honest.
None of that is true.
Go for it.
Yeah. So basically, we started this thing in a gratitude server a while back, or a gratitude server. I suppose that's what we can call it. Minecraft server, especially like during the pandemic, started picking up steam a little bit, where we got together every weekend in a cathedral. You can actually still visit that in here in the Uplift, just to write gratitudes down on these monuments, right? And of course, they're persistent and they last forever, whatever. So Jimmy and I just adopted it. So now every time anyone comes on our show, we ask them one thing they are grateful for. Could be big, could be small, could be whatever. It doesn't matter. But DeFiDaniel, what are you grateful for right now?
What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
The bounce.
The bounce.
It went up just a little bit yesterday, right after a horrible couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been like a real dip. Most of the dips that have come in this thing, and of course, crypto Twitter and everybody else starts screaming and like, oh my god, the sky's falling, and like I was here last time, so like, nah, the sky's not falling. Drops like 51%. I'm like, no, this is a dip. This is a good one. This is solid. It's like you're gonna earn your diamond hands this time.
Exactly. And so I've been in the universe since 2013.
Okay, so it's your third rodeo.
Yes. So I've seen a few of this, but I got to tell you, man, every time it really tests your patience and your conviction.
Yep, I hear you.
Everyone that says that they never get scared about this 40-30%, they're liars.
Oh, the first time, I remember it clearly. Like, it's still a living trauma in my bones in 2016, 2017. It was 2017 when it dropped, like, it was like the 43 or 44% drop or whatever, right? I was shitting toasters, like actively shitting toasters. But then, that to me, like, I went and started looking back at what the annual lows are for Bitcoin and how many times it's actually done drops like this in the middle of a bull run every single time, usually like 3 times, right? So like when you start unpacking it at that level, it doesn't make it go away. Like it's still like, oh, this might not be good, right? Like there's no cure to that. But I think you can arm yourself with the historical data. And I mean, I lucked out. Not lucked out. It was a decision, but I'm playing the very long game now because I traded all the way through 2017 like a crazy person every single day, up at 5 a.m., trading my nards off. And I mean, I've told this story a few times, but throughout the course of the year, like I got in cryptocurrency right around when my buddy Travis Moorhead did. And he just bought a few things and held on, and we compared notes about 11 months later. And I had come from a Forex background, and I had been a trader, and was like not like super pro, but like consistently profitable. And of course, you could throw a dart at anything in the bull market and make money and think you're a fucking genius, right? So that's what I did. But it turns out, and again, like every day, trading many, many hours a day, he made exactly 7% less than I did. And we both did like, 1,000, 2,000%. So it was like literally a meaningless amount while I was watching people who trade losing money in a bull market, which like that almost nothing drives me crazier than that. Like watching people constantly get wrecked because they shouldn't be trading in the first place. They should have bought Bitcoin. They should have walked the fuck away for 5 years or 10. And because that way you're guaranteed to make money.
Yeah, you pretty much, you're spot on, man. So yeah, in a bull market, everybody's a genius, right? You buy something, you throw a bunch of lines in a chart, and you're gonna hit all the targets. Yeah,
exactly.
You're gonna hit them.
Yep.
So you start trading in a bull market, you're gonna make money, but you're basically gonna buy higher sometimes because of you're not there 24/7.
Yep.
Like it's funny you say that because I know some people that just in this deep, this 2 weeks ago, some of the people that I know lost a bunch of money trying to trade it, and I'm like, hey, dude, I guess you are not as good as you thought you were, right? Because the bull market, everybody's a genius. You're gonna hit all the targets. You're gonna make money. It's gonna seem easy. The real ones, the real traders come out to the light when the shit hits the fan,
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, trying to catch a falling knife is ridiculous. So one of the things I'd love to get your opinion on this too, like this is, I saw somebody posted, this is the largest monthly candle dip in Bitcoin history, right? Which is fascinating to me, right? Like that, 51%. And again, like I was telling everybody, I wanted a 50% drop, and I got it. And some people were probably not very happy with me about that. But honestly, like it was going up too fast. I want this, completion to go into October, November, December, which would mean Bitcoin's from 250 to 500K. Everything else is doing really good. Anyway, that's just like selfishly, right? This would kind of be healthy for the market to get something like that. Now, it went, to where I thought it was going to go, and then it actually went a little deeper. And I wanted to know what your opinion was. Like, the only thing that makes sense to me, because all this talk about like environmentalism and Elon Musk and yada yada, I think it's all dog shit, right? I don't like institutions aren't making decisions based on that. But it makes for a good headline, right? Which is why we all see it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think if we went in and looked, this is my suspicion, and it's just speculation. I think if we went in and looked, the reason why it's dumped as much as it has is that the amount of leverage in the cryptocurrency environment is probably an order of magnitude higher than it's ever been. So if you're shorting on 100x leverage, right? which is going to make the price dive. You know, if you're buying on 100x leverage, which means you're going to get liquidated way quicker, right? It just means like these moves can be supercharged because people are able to apply more kind of fake capital to it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I'm not an expert on the financial side from that side, but that's what everybody's pointing out, right? It's pointing out to that the books were completely crammed with all these leveraged orders, right?
Yep.
So it was definitely just the snowball effect, right? And I've done some of the trading in legacy finance to understand how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, some of these leverages are outrageous, right? So it only takes a few points to move to really get liquidated.
Yep.
And now you got to remember, you know, this is an open environment for anyone and everywhere. So anyone can just open an account on one of these exchanges, you know, without really asking too much of an ID, and just start playing with leverage, right?
Yep.
So it opens up for a world of just people trying to get you know, rich fast. And you know, during this period, you know, there was a lot of accumulation of these orders, and everybody was pointing out to 100Ks. You know, I don't know if you remember back in March, I think there was some actually options open for 300Ks for the end of the year.
That's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's not crazy at all. But if you're doing it on 100x leverage, well, you're the fucking problem. like that's right. Like that's crazy talk. And now I think what's going to be interesting is the same thing that fuels the drop down as people get, you know, have shorts or whatever or have longs that get liquidated on 100x, whatever. Right. The shorts are operating on 100x as well.
Mm-hmm,
so
exactly.
once the trend starts back up, we could see a spike that is commensurate, or a collection of spikes that are commensurate, because you know the shorts are going to get liquidated just as fast as the leverage longs did. And who knows, right? We'll see. Like maybe suddenly traders got smart. That's not a thing. That's not.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we're in a weird spot where you don't want to do too many moves.
Yeah.
You want to just remove sideland. But yeah, you're right. You know, the same goes for the opposite, right? I think I heard that the max pain is basically when you know, you have shorts and longs, and you basically want to max pain is when what is the price for anyone to not make any money, right? Some kind of like, you know, a balanced point. And in this case, I think it's in the 50Ks for the max pain. I you know, I haven't really corroborated that. I don't even know how to do it, but that's what the word of mouth is in the Twitter space, and so it's probably what you were saying, right? I mean, the shorts are also thinking this thing is going to go to zero, so now they're basically putting all their weight on that side of the balance, and at one point it's got
well, this is the thing, yeah. That's like anyone trying to short even below, because you can look at the chart, and the chart on the hourly or the daily is going to tell you a lot of fun stories. The only one that really matters is the annual lows, in my opinion, right? Because they can't lie, and they don't. And you know, fighting against that mega trend is insane. But people will do it from an ideological basis. The same you know thing happens on the other side with Bitcoin maximalists thinking that Bitcoin's the only thing that will ever exist. Oh my God, Bitcoin is the wonder of the world. Blah 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 blah. They're just as wrong, right? But it's going to be interesting anyway. Like sorry, I didn't mean for this to be like a giant price thing, but I mean, you know, it people really are earning their diamond hands this time, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see sort of what happens on the other side. Jimmy, what are you grateful for this morning?
Ironically enough, I'm grateful for the unexpected.
All right.
Like listening to you guys talk and just like thinking about my own experiences, like. If you entrench yourself in ideology and you just never give up on it, that's, you know, when the pain is going to come in a way, right? Like, it's funny, like you were talking about, you know, people drawing lines on a chart. Sometimes I wonder if people just like put a chart behind lines, like, you know, like there's all of these weird things that are happening. Like, and what is it they say? I forget the stat, but it's like, I don't know, like 85% of accidents are like, you know, close to your house, close to home, when you feel comfortable. And I kind of see a similar parallel in.
That's just a math problem. You know that, right?
Yeah, well,
The reason why it happens when you're close to your home is that you spend most of your time close to your home. That's correlation, not causation.
it could be. I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm telling you as a known fact that,
Okay.
that's just a math problem, not a you're comfortable close to your home problem.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, like, people get comfortable, when they're trading, and maybe it doesn't matter actually because it's the same theory, even if that's true, right? But like, people get comfortable when they're trading the same thing in and out and in and out and in and out, and then when like the unexpected happens and there's this spike, like you said, they start to get liquidated, then they start to panic, then they start to like do things that are irrational, like throwing money behind things that they shouldn't, or increasing their position instead of pulling out, or like trying to read things in that aren't there. So like, I guess I was headed towards the comfortability thing, but it's that you don't see very many people, I don't think, trading assets that they're not comfortable with, right? Like initially they'll get into something and they'll start trading something, but then once they think that they understand the chart, then they get a little bit cocky, right? And that's the kind of way that I see it, right?
Well, and the bull market, to our point before, right? Like the bull market makes everyone feel like a genius. And we're not, right? Like that's just it sort of reinforces that bias. Well, and I mean, like I've been doing all sorts of transactions, and I was just telling Jimmy before we got on, I freaking like fat fingered a send and sent wax to the wrong address, and it's probably gone, right? Like so, like and it was a fair amount, and so like that complacency can be real, even and I would love to tell everyone that I'm fucking perfect and I don't ever make mistakes, and nobody in their right mind would believe me. It's just like try to make better mistakes all the time, I guess. So DeFiDaniel, what are we looking at today? I think we were talking about showing some people how to do some DeFi stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What chain are we going to be working on?
So I think we talked today that we're going to try to explain how to connect your MetaMask to your Polygon Matic network.
Cool. All right.
And also, well, first of all, how to connect it using your Ethereum, and also how to connect it using the Polygon Matic network. So you have to do a few things to just create a network inside your MetaMask.
Okay.
If that's what you're using, right? Then we're going to connect. We're going to connect to the wallet in Polygon. Kind of show you what what it feels like. There's a few dApps. You have a wallet, you have the bridge, and then you have your staking, right? So you have a few things that you can play with.
Okay.
But the interesting part right now that I wanted to show is once we connect to the wallet, we're going to bridge some coins. Bridging means you're going to grab coins that exist in Ethereum wallet, and you're going to bridge them to your Matic wallet. Okay, and that might take a few minutes, depending on the gas and with the network. I think the gas is pretty cheap right now. So once that's done, we're going to go into Sushiswap, and we're going to just try a few swaps. Maybe even, I'll show you how to provide liquidity and staking and whatnot. But the main point will be in that part will be to show that you can do swaps, you can provide liquidity, you can earn yield, and every transaction it's paid. You paid about $0.002. You paid nothing, like next to nothing.
That's awesome. I've been messing around with the Binance Smart Chain, like PancakeSwap and stuff, and it just seems like that's where everything kind of has to go. Between Polygon, I've been hearing about it a bunch of different places, so I'm super excited to get on there and to start messing around with that. So one of the things we're talking about doing with Upliftium, the first place you're going to be able to withdraw it off of our system is the WAC blockchain. But it wouldn't surprise me if we threw Polygon withdrawals onto the mix, and then people could mess around with Polygon swaps and Sushiswap or whatever with Upliftium once that actually goes live. Be pretty cool.
And it's interesting too. I thought, I noticed just before we jumped on today, Polygon took a massive up in the market in the last couple of days when everything else is down. So I'm kind of excited to see this all in action, because I haven't played around with it myself either.
Okay. Yeah, let me see if you can see my screen now.
Yeah. For you.
Okay. So we're going to try a few things here, right? For instance, most people here, they might be familiar already with Chrome and MetaMask and how to install your application, right?
And that's a relatively people can Google that, right? Like if you don't have MetaMask, do you have any advice about where to go to make sure you get the right one or any of that?
Well, just make sure that you Google MetaMask, and as always, you want to make sure that you have the lock, and you can also just look into the cookies and the certificate to know that you're downloading the correct one. It should be pretty easy, just recognizing MetaMask.io and just making sure that you are using a secure connection.
Got it.
That's about it, right? Now, the cool thing about MetaMask is that once you install it, you can either create a new wallet, right, from scratch. You're going to get your 12th phrase, your password, or you can import wallets, which is what I do. I already use some of my wallets, and what I'm going to show here is just one of the wallets that I have to play with. This one is actually connected to my Trezor, so it's got another added level of security. It's not just in MetaMask. It's not just protected by MetaMask password on my browser, but I also have to approve every transaction on my Trezor. So
physical goodness, I like it.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat. So okay, let's assume that people know how to download and install that thing. If you're using Chrome, in order to get it here, sometimes you got to go into this extensions icon, and you want to make sure you want to pin it. So right now I have the Coinbase wallet and the MetaMask pin there. Okay. So once you do that, you're going to be able to, like I said, import some wallets, create some wallets, and even add, some addresses if you want to, and kind of look at your balances. That's what this is going to do to you first, right? So I mean, this is my wallet here that I use for playing. I got some ETH, and I got some shit coins here, some Link, and some Matic, some USDC. So really, just a basic wallet. I don't have nothing too crazy. So okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is, in order to use Polygon, you gotta remember Polygon is a layer 2 blockchain. It just basically it works in a different network, and if you're using Binance Chain, this is gonna kind of be related to you, because sometimes you have to bridge coins between Binance and Ethereum and so on. This is gonna be the same case. You're gonna have to create a network on your MetaMask for Polygon Matic. So one way to do it is, again, just you gotta Google it, Polygon MetaMask, and there's gonna be a few sites that tell you how to create that connection, right? So I'm just gonna go and use the Aave. I think I've used that one before, and this site looks like it's designed in the 1990s, but
totally does. That's awesome.
Jesus, right? Yeah, just need some frames, some. But most of the instructions are going to be like this. You're going to go into your Ethereum MetaMask, the mainnet. That's going to be a drop down, and you're going to go into custom RPCs, and this is the information that you're going to be using, right? Network name, the URL, the ID, the currency, and you're going to direct it to this. This is Block Explorer if you want. This is optional, but basically, so we're going to do that, right? We're going to do it. So again, I'm going to go into I'm actually going to copy this right here really quick. Okay, so I'm going to go into my MetaMask, and I'm going to do the same steps. So I'm going to click on the mainnet, and I'm going to do a custom. In this case, I'm going to call it Chad Matic. We can call it whatever, by the way. It doesn't have to be that. Here. Okay, this one's going to be 137. Like a lag, I guess I'm getting, maybe because I'm sharing my screen, but try it again. Yeah, I don't know if it's my computer or just basically this, paste. Okay, I think it's working now.
Corey so lags all the time. That's so true.
Yeah, it's
Thanks,
freaking
Cinderella,
weird,
man. I mean, that's totally, totally true. Kind of harsh. Jeez, God.
Okay. And well, these are two optionals right here. So I'm just gonna, it's funny that it's not trying to help me here, but so once you're done, let's see if that actually works. So I'm gonna click on it. Okay, yeah, so it must be like I'm sharing my screen, so it's kind of going all crazy, but you know, I got my network name, which you can name it anything, you know, the URL, that's pretty important, your ID, and the symbol and the block explorer, pretty much optional, right, at this point. So now you know that you got automatically changed to that Matic network, and you can see that I have some stuff in there from previous stuff I was doing. Let's go back to my Ethereum mainnet, because that's going to be like the experience that we know, right? Okay, so now at this point, your MetaMask is good to go. You have your Ethereum mainnet, you have your Matic network, you got some coins in there to play. If you need to, you can buy the coins right here directly, or can just send you a deposit into your new wallet. That's fine, right? Your MetaMask is good to go. So what we're gonna do now is gonna go try and go to the wallet, Polygon wallet. So, and I'm just doing this all from scratch. You know, I got my bookmarks and whatnot. But if you really want to just start from scratch, this is what you're probably gonna be doing, right? You're gonna be Googling Polygon Matic wallet, and you're gonna try to go in and check it out, right? Again, you want to make sure that you're visiting the correct channel, or I'm sorry, the correct site. So, well, in this case, it's asking me directly to go into MetaMask. But yeah, you don't make sure that you have a secure connection. You can check certificates and make sure you know you agree to the cookies and whatnot. Other than that, you know, you're good to go. We're going to connect to my MetaMask. In this case, I'm going to sign something, and it's going to ask me, you may not have these steps because I'm using my Trezor, right? So I gotta go to my Trezor and basically open it up and allow a bunch of stuff. What you're doing here, you're basically letting Matic see your balances, see your addresses, but not necessarily spend your money, right? You're not letting it just grab your money and go. You're basically just making that connection, like going to the bank and showing your ID to the people and say, hey, this is me, right? That's what you're doing, right? So the first time you get into this wallet, this might be what you see. It's gonna be your Matic wallet, right? And that's what it says right here. It's just Matic mainnet wallet. So this is my some of the coins that I have on this wallet, on this browser wallet. It's not really showing me the balance on my MetaMask wallet. So it's a little kind of confusing there, but just bear with me. On your side, it's going to be all zeros probably because you don't have anything on your Matic wallet. Your Matic wallet, if you see the count, is different from your MetaMask account. So it's going to be a little confusing, but think about, you know, you just make your connections to your Matic wallet from your MetaMask. But in this environment right now, you have two wallets. You have your MetaMask and you have your Matic wallet. So a little confusing, but you don't have to understand it too much because you may not actually be doing much on this wallet. You're going to be working on your MetaMask. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I'm on here with you. It totally makes sense. It basically, you know, everything you're doing on your MetaMask, you're gonna be able to do on any app in the sort of Matic ecosystem. Exactly. And the Matic wallet is just the Matic wallet, like just your browser wallet.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just your browser wallet.
Cool.
You get a few things, right? So you have right now on my wallet, and you can see that in the address. You have the bridge and you have the staking. I did a lot of staking. Actually, it was really. I mean, it gave me a lot of APY, but then a lot of people started coming in, and then your APY basically dropped to like 30%, actually 15%. That's how much the network has been staken. So 15% is not a lot, but it's pretty decent, if you compare it to anything in regular finance.
Right, yeah, exactly. Anything over 10% on Wall Street, and you're golden. And now, and this is the thing, like cryptocurrencies spoiled us all, right?
Oh.
Like 15%. Wait, it's not hundreds.
So recently, I got my brothers into recently, like a year ago, got my brothers into DeFi stuff and whatnot, and and right away, I mean, they're chasing 1,000%, and then I'm showing them really good projects like Matic and even Compound. Hey man, you can get 30%. Like 30% here, that's nothing. 30% is nothing. So yeah, we got spoiled. 50% is really decent, especially for a project like this, Matic, that all the indications are saying that it's growing, and it should grow. The price should follow that projection. So you're not only your portfolio is not only increasing by the accumulation of your APY, but also on the asset going up in price, right? So
right.
Yeah, I strongly agree. If or advise people to try it if they want to do it. Okay, so that's,
I mean, they've been around for a long time, right? Like they've been around pretty much since the last bull market. Like coming out of the last bull market, they've been building since then. So
yeah,
they're not one of these new projects to the space. So
I think like the position, because I'm definitely going to set up a position on Matic, and legit, I think it's for next cycle, not this one. Like I want it in there. I want it sitting there for 5 years. Because that's always been kind of the thing for me. Like, are we going to still, very likely make money this cycle? I think so, right? But we don't know. Like we have, it's not. Bitcoin is under no obligation to listen to me about anything. So we'll see, right? But like over 5 years, all of this stuff is going to have a much higher likelihood of doing an order of magnitude or two in increase. Based on that time, right? So it's just like playing all the sort of risk reward scenarios. It's just like grabbing some of this, especially like liquidity pool or whatever that is yielding any kind of reward. It's just like cool, leave it there for 5 years, see what happens. It's probably gonna be good.
Yeah, now I agree. Yeah, Matic is being here for a while. It endured the whole winter of the last cycle, and I mean, I think they changed their vision last year, and I think that's what they went with Polygon. They changed their direction. Not really sure what they were trying to do before. I think it was just another one of those fast blockchains built on Ethereum that wanted to do this and that. But now it changed. They talk about an L2. It's an L2, right? I mean, people will say, "Oh, it's not an L2. It's not past the security of Ethereum." But for all purposes, it's definitely a layer 2 solution. It's being integrated in a lot of places, and so it's a good one. And I agree. You're probably not gonna get rich on this one. This cycle is already up quite a bit from where it started just 3-4 months ago.
Yep.
But it's a good solution to try. I think it's still a good investment if you want to just like what you were saying, Corey.
Yeah.
Just keep it there, for a while, see what happens.
This is the thing. Like, if Ethereum is going to work at all, it's going to be because of the L2s. Like,
exactly.
It has absolutely no shot at all of existing on its own unless it's just a whale circle jerk, right? Like if you want people like throwing $1 million back and forth, with a $200 fucking transaction fee, fine, go ahead, have fun with that, right? Like it's ridiculous. But these layer 2, these secondary solutions are going to be figuring out how to do that. One thing I have noticed, and we're sort of sitting in this interesting position down the road, I think, is people on Polygon trying to figure out how to get their money off, and the only way to do it is to basically send it to Ethereum, which which is bad. Transaction fee bad, right?
Yes.
and we're talking about having, because the Upliftium is just going to be like an internal game token, right? It's just going to live on our system, won't even be on the blockchain until people want to actually take it out and withdraw it. And of course, we want to allow people to do that really quickly. And so you'll be able to take it out to the Wax blockchain or to the EOS blockchain or to Polygon. And then, of course, you'll be able to bring that wrap token back in and use it in the game, for whatever it is that you want to use it for. But the end result will also be, if you wanted to take Upliftium off of Polygon and then withdraw it out to the EOS mainnet, you are going to be able to do that. So we just accidentally became a multi-blockchain bridge. Oops.
It's interesting to me though, because that's the thing, right? Like that is the problem with pretty much all of crypto. It used to be with Bitcoin, but now it's with Ethereum, right? It's to do anything to get your money back, you've got to go through Ethereum, whether you're on Wax, whether you're on Polygon, whether you're on Polkadot, whether you're on all of these things. It's either got to be Ethereum or Bitcoin. And it's funny to me because like some of these exchanges, they support credit card payments to buy crypto, but they don't let you charge your credit card with that exchange, right? So I mean, once they get to that point, then it'll be a game changer, right? But like we're at this bottleneck now where it's difficult to get your money out, and it's difficult to use anything that's in there in the real world. I mean, once we breach that, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I'm not sure like what's going to come first though, really. Right. So I think this is like the key where DeFi and that yield and letting it sit there for 5 years. Right. I think, during the height of the last bull market, people were putting their money in and then taking it out and they were getting taxed to the hilt. Right. So if you don't need your money, like Corey said, set up a position, sit in it for a few years. I mean, and like you might probably make more yield than just like trading on the open market, and it'll save a shit ton of time too, right? So like if you pick a blockchain that you trust in, if you pick a blockchain that you feel will do well, then you're going to be a lot happier. I mean, I know I am, rather than stressing about where to move my money, which blockchain to chase next. Just having a little bit on a few makes a lot more sense to me personally.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. So, I for instance, get a few points there I want to touch. So, the taxes that's just the what you have to pay to play the game, basically. You guys are in the U.S. I'm assuming maybe. I'm in the U.S.
Yeah, I am. Jimmy's in Japan.
No, I'm not.
You're in Japan.
I'm in Japan. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, my kids want to go to Japan. So yeah, it's basically what I had to toss the coin to these guys to let me play the game. It's fine. I think we have now better tools to do that, right? The scan your like Coinbase, I think is connected to some of the stuff that I used. Forgot the name, but Coin Tracker, I think it's what it is. I don't know. Anyways, that I use that to basically populate my taxes and fine. I got to pay it. Just leave me alone. Here's my money. But there's gonna be a time where you won't even have to sell, right? And that's with my Bitcoin. I can't sell my Bitcoin unless I want to pay a lot of money in taxes. So I have them secure. I have them in the vault, and there might be a time where you won't have to sell. You're just basically gonna use that as collateral, which you can use now. What I'm trying to say is it's going to be a little easier. You won't probably need to just request a loan and have that loan. Just your Bitcoin in your wallet might just be enough for them to let you play without all this asking for a loan, getting this percentage rate on your loan and whatnot.
Yeah, that's actually more exciting to me than trading. Like Vigor, on the EOS network, they did something like that, right? Like you can put your coins up for like your collateral in the system, and then you can take out a loan on it, and then you can go and you can play around with DeFi on that, right? And as long as you don't overextend yourself, then you're going to be okay, right? And I think that's like super exciting. But I guess you're going to show us that as well. What you're going to show us is a little bit different, but like what you're going to show us is the second part of that with Sushiswap, how you can make make some gains over there as well too, right? So and as Modi pointed out in the comments, there are bridges to avoid ETH to exchange. You can bridge BSC to XDAI and Polygon. Like, yeah, these are really awesome solutions. I just it takes a long time to figure them out. I wish that there was a click and play bridge. Is all I'm saying. Like once we're not going to get mass adoption until we get something a little bit easier than like what you're showing is awesome, and it's simple enough if you have the patience to pay attention. But we live in a world where like people don't even have the patience for the light to turn green so they can cross the road, right? Like we're so like right. So I think I'm definitely going to have to go back and watch this back again because I think you're showing a lot of really useful stuff. But yeah,
yeah, and no, good point. And let's get to that, right? I mean, we're kind of deviating a little bit, but just a perspective, right? You're right that it takes a few steps, and it might not be the most straightforward thing to do, right? Especially when you're in crypto, and if you're new, you're basically going to be, you're already lost with the coins, let alone connecting to a network and creating a network on your MetaMask that is on your Chrome. What the hell does that mean, right? But just perspective, we are basically this universe is allowing us to have the tools in our fingertips to do all this kind of a financial shenanigans, right? That otherwise will require a phone call, a visit to a bank, put a bunch of papers and documents, that this is you, this is your money, and then you send them the money, they lock it for 5 days, and it's in a money market, they pay you 0.15%. And then you want to exit out. Well, guess what? You're locked another 5 days or so. And then they give you the money. And then they may not let you take all the money in one chunk. They may have a limit for, I think maybe a daily limit or a weekly limit.
Yeah. So
just perspective, what we're doing here, it takes a few clicks, but it's a lot easier to go into the bank and do all this shit, right? Yeah. Anyways. So we're on the apps. This is staking, which I'm showing, the wallet, which is what we sell. But there's also that bridge. There's also that bridge app. And on the bridge app, it's gonna look like just like a Uniswap or a dumbed down version of Sushiswap, something like that. If you use those, you're gonna be familiar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna swap. Let's see what I can swap. I'm gonna swap some Matic. Let's do $100, right? Of Matic. That's gonna be plenty enough for anything that we were gonna do. So again, you are connected right now on the Ethereum network. The bridge is on the Ethereum side. You're basically sending your coins over the bridge to your Matic. So you want to make sure that you're selected with Ethereum, right? And also another thing is you want to keep track of your gas. You can go to either scan and it will tell you the gas amounts, So I mean, we're pretty lucky, right? 33 way. Oh my God, that's that's super cheap. So let's do that, right? So we're gonna transfer 100 to my Polygon. We're gonna bridge that. So what is supported on the bridge is moving Ethereum to Matic. You don't need it for delegation. So a lot of people think, oh shit, I gotta move it to my Matic so I can use my dApp to delegate and to earn staking. No, you don't have to. In this case, you're basically moving a coin for another coin. There we go. And I'm just gonna confirm it here. And I mean, the gas is still pretty kind of, a little expensive to do, right? But that's okay. Let's see if we can actually make it, just for the sake of purpose of this example, I'm going to edit it and I'm going to get it fast. That way it just goes fast today, right? We don't want to wait 5 minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise we're going to have to leave and come back tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but yeah, you get the point. So I'm gonna do my thing here in my Trezor. By the way, I recommend Trezor or Ledger. If you have the chance to buy one of those, do it. They play well with MetaMask. They allow all these DeFi things. They may not.
I've never actually used Trezor. Does it connect with other wallets as well? Like I know, like doesn't it connect with Exodus too? I think maybe.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I've never actually tried it. I've used Ledger before, but never Trezor. So yeah, thanks for that.
Mm-hmm. So for those that don't know exactly what how does it work, once you send a transaction in Ethereum or any other blockchain, you can go to their scan and basically see the transaction from which wallet, what contract you're interacting, and basically what happened. In this case, I paid about $18 to transfer $173, which is horrible, right? You basically
not great.
10% of my whole existence went away in in that transaction. Now the thing is, like, apparently it's going to take about 7 to 8 minutes to for my deposit to get completed. Okay, so luckily I do have some Matic on my Matic network, so we don't necessarily have to wait. I'm not sure why this will take that long, right? But anyway, so it hasn't been completed. It's confirmed. It's going to be posted on the Matic bridge on the next block, maybe. Matic network on the next block. So we're just going to X out of here. And you can see that you have one transaction pending. So you can always see what you've done, right? Deposit, and then, deposit going into my bridge, basically. Okay, so for now we're done, right? If you're a user that just followed through the steps, and now you just gotta wait, go grab a cup of coffee, and this transaction that is pending or in process is gonna go and kick in, right? Okay, so let's move fast forward, and let's say it already happened. So now you have some coins in Matic network, and actually, if you go to your MetaMask and then you change this to your chat Matic, you're gonna see some coins in here, right? Like I said, I already had like 30 Matic in there, just bouncing around. So we're gonna be using this to show what you can do in the Sushiswap. If you wait a little longer, you're gonna see 129 because my 100 coins are gonna move. So basically that's it. So what we're gonna do is gonna go and do the Sushiswap. And again,
I know, right? Like I live in Japan and I still get that tongue twisted. It's actually really hard to say sushi swap.
Man, yeah. How's the sushi there, man? It's gonna be the greatest, right?
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's pretty good.
It's very so I live in the desert, right? And I got some pretty good sushi places here, and I'm an engineer, and sometimes I get people visiting from all over the place. They want to do stuff with my company. Okay, I'll explain that later. But anyway, long story short, the guy comes over here. He's from Japan, and I'm just playing a joke. Hey, let's go to the sushi place, and he's hesitant because like, shit, you're leaving the desert. Where's the fresh? It's not gonna be fresh. So I took him to a really good place, and it's like one of those hole in the in the wall type of place, and he really liked it. Anyways. Okay, so you go to sushi.com apparently is something which is kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever been to sushi.com. Hope I don't get hacked here. This is what you want to see, right? sushi.com/swap, and you want to have that secure connection, right? And if you feel comfortable, you can just type it in, right? So this is what Sushiswap looks like. You guys pretty familiar with it. If you're not, it looks just like Uniswap. It's got the swap, the pool, the yield, and it's got a bunch of other tools that have been actually pretty new, or at least new to me. Bento Box is new, and the Lend and Sushi Bar are pretty new to me. But anyway, so you're here. What do you do next? Well, you need to connect to a wallet, right? So let's do that. Let's connect to a wallet. It's got a few options. In this case, we're using MetaMask. So we're gonna do the same thing, right? It's gonna show you all the different wallets that you have. We're gonna pick the one that I'm using. I'm gonna connect, and again, it may. In this case, this is kind of weird. It's trying to connect to my Coinbase because I already have a Coinbase here. So I'm just gonna basically exit out of this one because I don't want to connect my Coinbase. I want to connect my MetaMask.
So I'm here. I can see that I'm connected, and I can see that in this case, it's connected to my Polygon Matic network. If you were in your Ethereum, let's just change it back. It will recognize that it's still your same address on both. But in this case, it's recognizing that you have an Ethereum wallet. So
that would have been useful for you earlier today, Corey.
Yeah, right.
Auto recognition.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like on Wax, you can't actually send it to an account that doesn't exist. Anyway, I fucked up. I own it. Hey, I actually have a meeting that starts in 5 minutes, and I got to make some more coffee. You guys can feel free to keep chatting. DeFiDaniel, let's definitely talk more, because I think you guys should just keep playing around with this, because I think it's really awesome and super.
Yeah,
fun
we will, and I'll
value.
be in the meeting late, obviously. But
Yeah, no problem. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, I'll make it as fast as we can. It's really, once you're here, that's kind of it. I'm just showing a few transactions, but other than that, you're gonna be good to go. So it recognizes if you're in Ethereum or the Matic. So let's just go back to the Matic network right here, the one that I created, and it's gonna recognize that. Now the cool thing about SushiSwap, it also lets you know that you can bridge assets. So once you click bridge asset, it's going to take you back to that old page where we were, right? Once it opens up, it's going to show you basically that Matic site where we were. Okay, so you're here, you have some Matic to play with, and let's just do something quick, right? Let's say I want to sell to USDC. Let's say, hey man, Matic is way too expensive, so I'm gonna swap some of those. You can, again, I'm in the swap. You can select your Matic, or you can swap anything else you want for anything else that is provided here. In this case, we're going to do with USDC. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try $10, $15, right? Because I can do that, amazingly, I can actually sell $10 of anything, because my fees are going to be incredibly cheap, right? So once you have Matic and USDC selected, and then you agree to the conversion, you can do swap. If you're new on this page, this is the first time you've done it, you're gonna have a different button. It's gonna have a allow to swap. So anytime you do a swap that you haven't done before in a network, you need to first let them know that it's okay to spend your coins, and that's a level of security. You don't want to just connect and let the wallet, you want to be able to have that extra level of security to say, hey, I've been here before, or I haven't been here before. So first, let me do some signatures in my wallet that allows me to sell my coins in this platform. That's the security feature. I've done that before, so it's not going to show here. That's going to require a transaction fee. But because we're in Matic, it's going to be cheap. You don't really care about that. So let's do the swap. In this case, we're going 10 for 15. And that's my price. I went a little down. And the price impact is nothing. And there's a providing liquidity, 0.03, which is almost nothing. It seems like the price is moving fast. So I'm gonna click confirm here fast. And I'm going to confirm. And what I'm doing right now basically is extra steps, because I'm on my Trezor, right? So extra steps to confirm this, and I can either view and explore if I wanted to, or just close it and wait for this thing to happen, right?
So the screen's a little bit hard to see because it's a little bit zoomed out on our screen. So just to clarify, it might just be me. Maybe you can see it fine on YouTube if it's full screen. But just to clarify, so you're on the Matic network right now, right? Using SushiSwap on Matic, correct?
That is correct.
And so that USDC that you're swapping for, that will also be living on the Matic network, right?
Exactly. Yeah. In this case, yeah. And so make sure that you have selected your network, and SushiSwap will tell you. It says like, hey, you're in the Polygon Matic. And you're right. Everything you do here is in that universe. It's still in Matic. If you want to spend it, you need to send it out or bridge it out back to your Ethereum wallet, right? Hopefully, in the future, that won't be the case. You could remain in the Polygon, or you can just wait until Ethereum 2.0, or actually wait until these reductions in gases are going to kick in, and then you can feel comfortable to move your USDC into your Ethereum.
Yeah, I think, you know, when I first got into crypto, I was doing a lot of stuff with Ethereum, not so much anymore. But like, that's actually my one. It's a lot different now because there's a lot of other different chains. But like, my one sticking point with Ethereum was always that you can actually send a transaction to an account that doesn't exist, which to me is insane, right? Like
Yeah.
you can actually send an account into the ether in a sense, in a very real sense, that nobody owns the keys for, that nobody like knows. Like,
Exactly.
I've actually considered, like, you know, just dedicating a year to my life to like create a bot to see like what accounts exist in the ether, because I'm sure there's millions of dollars that like over the course of time people have sent to the wrong account. So it's just crazy to me that's allowed. But to be fair, there's other blockchains that have their own problems, right? Like, every blockchain will have its own issues and its own benefits, right? So yeah, like, just be careful. But I mean, like you said, the interface here is really easy to understand because it clearly states. So read, people. People don't always read, right? But like, it clearly states what network you're on, right? So like, and again, this isn't an exchange; it's a swap mechanic. It's a swap mechanism. So if you wanna send this off to an exchange, you're actually going to have to go through the MetaMask wallet. You're not going to be able to go through this actual interface that you see on the screen in front of you. So there is that, kind of slow down. But I lost a lot of money a couple of years ago because I was trying to do something that I thought was ingenious, and I saw this token price on one exchange and the token price on another exchange, and I thought, wow, that's like 4 times the amount, and I'm gonna I'm gonna send this over there, and I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna capitalize upon it, and tokens with the same name, I lost it all. You all do stupid stuff when you get into crypto, and I want people. I mean, even if we give you all the warnings in the world, somebody who's new to crypto, they're still going to make that mistake, right? So
exactly. I made the mistake just last year. I think I sent. I don't know why I did that, but I just sent money to the contract address instead of the playing with. So yeah, I mean, that money's gone, right? It's just like tossing it on the fire. Just pay attention. Like you're saying, just read people, read the warnings, read what they're trying to tell you. Spend more than 5 minutes if you want to just be a complete generate on this thing. Just spend some time to really understand what you're trying to do. There's always opportunity. Don't feel like you need to click the button right now. It's always an opportunity next time.
Just scroll back 5 minutes where you said, the price is changing, gotta click the button.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, I'll be completely bald. I look like 40 years older than I am, and no, this is okay. So I did a swap right now, right? I sold 10 Matics for whatever an USD equivalent is. I'm gonna go and check out my transaction details. As you can see, it already went. It's confirmed. It's confirmed 3 times. I don't know how many confirmations it needs, but 3 times. And this is the amount of money that I paid. Let me see if I can make this actually bigger, right? Because you're saying that it may not be showing in your screen, but this is what we are paying per transaction.
Right.
It's incredible, right? That's it. That's, I guess, the main point that I wanted to show today. We talked a lot.
Considerably smaller than what you would be doing on Ethereum, right?
Oh my God, yeah. So in Ethereum, well, I mean, you saw that, right? In Ethereum, I paid $18.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny because it's almost a multiple of right? It's $18 versus 18 nothings.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I especially give Ethereum a hard time on the show a lot, and the reason I give Ethereum a hard time on the show so much is because it's just not sustainable for the majority of the world population. Right. Like I love the potential. Like I love the potential of DeFi. I love the potential. I'd love to have you back actually. And like I really like the way that you gave this tutorial. So like maybe sometime in the future you can come back and we can go through maybe you're familiar with one of those Ethereum ones or Matic ones or outside of EOS ones or Wax, because we're primarily, EOS.io here, even though we're branching into other things like Polkadot. There's all of these other things, right? But like maybe some of these collateral platforms that we could put on, and we also do roundtables for the crypto writer channel as well. And I actually want to do some DeFi roundtables, so like maybe you can come and be the representative for some of these layer 2 solutions as well, because I think it's interesting, right? Sorry for that aside, but what I was going to say is my issue, my major issue with Ethereum is the fact that it's just not workable for like 90% of the global population, right? Like if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're going to Sushiswap and you're making money, that's awesome. That's great for you. That's wonderful. But like if you're someone who's like in Southeast Asia or in Africa and you want to, be able to bank because you're unbanked, it's not plausible to get that amount, right? So this, to me, this Matic, because that's one benefit of Ethereum. Anyone can actually create an Ethereum account, right? And so if you can create a MetaMask account with this, connected Matic, and then use such a protocol like SushiSwap to be able to change something for USDC, especially in a country where your currency is going, or getting close to hyperinflation. That's huge, right? You don't have to pay those high Ethereum gas fees, and you have that ability to be able to, lock that away in US dollars or a stable coin or something like that. I think that's like really powerful, right? And like I love, like there's a lot of blockchains I'm really interested in, right? I think Polkadot's awesome. What they've got going on in their ecosystem is great. Like obviously I'm a big fan of Wax. I'm a big fan of what EOS, a lot of EOS.io chains are doing, but like the EOS, the EOS issue is getting in, right? Like setting up the accounts and paying for the accounts and doing all these things. Like Wax is so easy to me. Like it's a social login, but then again, you don't own your private keys. No matter what blockchain you pick, somebody's going to have a problem with it, right? And so I like what I'm going to say is like, look for the best blockchains and don't, dig your heels in and say, Bitcoin Cash is the best. I mean, Bitcoin Cash is plausible. Bitcoin's plausible. Ethereum's plausible. There's many horses in the race, and we don't know who's going to win. Like, we really don't. And if anyone tells you that they do know who's going to win, that's nuts. So, that's my only advice is play around with it and meet people like Daniel here that can come on, DeFiDaniel, that can come on and like teach us about other blockchains, because that's awesome. That's something that we don't always learn about here. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thank you for allowing me the time. I know we kind of like bounced the idea just a little bit. Sorry to be late. I didn't know that. I just got the email like this morning. I'm like, holy crap, it's today. Yeah.
No problem. And yeah, like Cinderella Man, you have a point. You can create an anchor account and you can have the keys. That's 100% true. But like that creation process in EOS needs to be better optimized. I mean, it's not as easy as I actually like the creation process better on EOS myself, but if you look at like how easy it is to create a MetaMask, an Ethereum account with MetaMask, it's not as easy, right? That's all I'm saying. I actually, we all have our preferences, but yeah, like you can totally create a Wax account and have your own keys. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, though. And we love you, Cinderella Man. I mean, you rock, and everyone here who's in the comments rock. So. So how about it, Dan? I think your name's Daniel. I'm just guessing because your name is DeFiDaniel. So I've been calling you that all day. But yeah, how about it? Please come back. One of the things that Corey and I like to do is we like to, we like to have repeat guests because we like to build connections. That's what we like to do. So, please reach out if you got something else cool that you want to show us, or maybe next month you can come back and show us like some other kind of swap or some other kind of mechanism that people might not know. Because I really enjoyed the simplistic way that you taught us how to do it, and it was really really informative for me, especially because I've never used Matic before. So
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here, and yeah, man, let's bounce some ideas and then let's see what I can come up. And I like the idea of a round table. If they have some questions, they can ask and just like clarify questions as we go. No, thanks,
Yeah,
man.
I think it would just be fun to like get on and talk about like different DeFi protocols across different networks and the pros and cons and the benefits and what we're used to, So it'd be awesome. Likewise, actually, tomorrow, for everyone out there, our show time's going to be a little bit different. Tomorrow, we're going to be going live at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, and our Media Mogul show will have our good friend Yoshi on, and so we're going to be asking Yoshi questions about Yoshi Coin. And Yoshi Drops, which if you've been here for a while, you already kind of know. He's got a site up. We're doing some awesome stuff with music. Uplift supports that quite, to the greatest extent because Yoshi's awesome, and what he's doing with the digital vinyls is really cool. But it's a little bit later tomorrow, so check the YouTube on that. Also, in the links below on the YouTube video, there is a link to Daniel's Twitter. And Daniel's website, which we never even got around talking to. Check it out, because I was surprised. You're a photographer, I guess, right?
No, I do it on the side. It's something that I do just to connect with real life out there.
It's a cool site. I got stuck on it for a couple of minutes. There's some great photos, some cool stuff on there. There's a little crypto section on there as well. But yeah, I mean, go check it out because I enjoyed it. It was pretty interesting. Not something that I'm used to seeing when I follow, a DeFi Twitter handle to somebody's private website, right? I'm not saying that in a bad way either. It's like, it goes back to my gratitude, right? Like I'm grateful for the unexpected because I'm a bit of a photographer myself, right? But I'm more like landscape photography. I don't do people very well. I was just like, whoa, this is really cool. I got stuck there for like 5 minutes. I'm like, what was I doing? Like, oh right, I was putting up the link. Yeah, okay. So, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thanks for that, man. I appreciate it. Because of the situation, I stopped doing it, but I'll come back. I'll head out there with my camera. It's neat. Very
cool. Well, thank you all for joining us, and Daniel, thanks again for a great walkthrough. And we'll see you guys all next time. Tomorrow and next time. Every day, pretty much, because that's what we do. I'm gonna give the chop because that's what I do. Feel free to chop along with me. On 1, 2, 3.